Hi, Carl. How's the van build? I've not done on it for a couple of days. What did I last do on it? I did a bit more painting on it. And also my diesel heater should be here probably. Let me just take my shoes off. The diesel heater should be here any day. Yeah, so as soon as that diesel heater arrives, I'll be fitting that as well. Well, once I've finished the solar stuff. I'm in a house with 8 other women. There's a vision. Nice to see you, buddy. Yeah, you too. I'll give it a minute and I'll start ranting about whatever I'm going to rant about tonight. So, how is everyone anyway? Is everybody okay? Everybody happy and that? Got a cold. Carl, it's a funny story. I don't have a cold, right? But I've just driven home and I was singing Guns N' Roses too loud and I almost made myself sick. So my voice is a bit funny. Wonder why there's a laugh. So anyway, the biggest in Madrid. Fucking hell. I wish I was in Madrid. I'm meant to be going to Ireland next week. Not in the van though. Anyway, listen. So, as some of you might know, I've struggled with internet and stuff on the boat. I'm on the boat now. Can't tell. I've struggled with internet and stuff on boat, and also I've used a shit ton of data, and I'm currently getting 50 gig a month, and I've got 3 gig left to last me till 19th, and then hi little man, little van. Yeah, I'm good, thank you. So I've got 3 gig left to last me till 19th, which is 2 weeks, and not quite 2 weeks, but nearly. And which is not enough. But then O2's network went down today, so I've not had any data whatsoever since this morning, which actually was more of an inconvenience than I ever give it credit for. But I needed to use my sat nav on my phone, and it wouldn't bloody work. And I needed the sat nav for something to do with work, and I couldn't find where this client's house was, so it caused me all kinds of chaos. Anyway, what that's done is it's prompted me to look at other options for internet. Now, as well as what's been happening with O2 and my data package on my phone, my neighbour was letting me use his Wi-Fi, but all of a sudden that's gone, and I'm not sure why. I don't think I've fallen out with him, but who knows. Let me just get a drink. Anyway, his Wi-Fi connection has disappeared, so I can't use it anymore, which my daughter uses it to watch TV and to play games and all that kind of thing, so I need it. And I've been tethering off my phone, and I've smashed my 50 gig again. It's going to cost me a load of money. Now, to top up a bolt-on of 12 gig, which would probably last me till 19th, it would cost me 30 quid. So, again, looking at other options today, and I found this. which is not, that's not a pube that's on it, that's one of my hairs. Anyway, I found this thing today in the 3 shop. Somebody pointed me that way. And what that is, oh, it's a mobile internet thing, as obviously you know, but unlimited internet, unlimited 4G speed internet. And I just sat here and got 20 gig connection. When I was using the Wi-Fi from the neighbour, it was like a 1.5 gig or something. So anyway, I've got full-on internet, unlimited, so I can watch Netflix and upload to YouTube, which is the main biggie. Yeah, have you tried 3? That's where I got it from, yeah, from 3. So I'm blown away by that package, and I can't believe I've not tried that sooner. But this data, this problem with O2 today has prompted me to do that, so I'm glad. Yeah, unlimited data for 27 quid a month, which is cheaper than like what you get in your house, really, and the speeds are probably as good in some areas. So anyway, but this is mobile. It's no wires, look. It's mobile, which means I can use it in the van when I'm out in the van doing van things. And also, the unlimited data is abroad too. So, will 3 work at your mooring? Yeah, it works. I presume you can hear me, but I've got a 20 gig connection here. I'll do a speed test now, actually, just to check it. But yeah, so 20 download, and that's £27 a month if any match made data. So the woman in the shop told me that she had a customer that used a terabyte. I don't know what he was doing. He was like, that's some amount of porn, that is. But this guy used a terabyte apparently, and it didn't cost him any extra. So I'm gonna try and use like the maximum I can get out of it. I'm gonna be streaming Netflix every evening. How much is that? How much is it a month? 27 quid. £27, and it means I can lower my data package on my phone, so my phone will be cheaper every month as well. But again, the main thing is that it's network. Are you? I can't tell if you're taking piss or not, but it's on 3. Trying to catch up on comments. Yeah, unlimited data. So anyway, that's my big news of the day, and I think actually that's going to help out loads. O2 network, yeah, O2 network's fucked. Apparently, it's not going to be on while tomorrow now, and I know that it sounds like proper millennial and that, but you can't fucking manage without your phone or Wi-Fi. Try 3 unlimited. Yeah, clean up. Yeah, pull plug. Somebody's going to be in for it, aren't they? So I'm just kidding. Maybe the speed test. Oh dear. Listen. Stranded in the street. Yeah, I've got an O2 contract, and it was quite an expensive contract to be fair, because I've got an iPhone 10, so I pay about 70 quid a month for the entire thing. But obviously, I don't have many other outgoings, and I do like to have good phones and stuff because they work better. And I'm not. I mean, you're telling me that any of these Huawei's are better than iPhones because they're not. I've got the best phone I can get, a decent iPad and all that kind of thing. Because I work, I don't have much else. I don't smoke and I don't drink and all that kind of stuff. But I like to have good phones and stuff. Are you using your neighbour's Wi-Fi? No, I'm not using my neighbour's Wi-Fi now. I've just bought this. It's on 3. It's got a decent connection. It's £27 a month. 3 doesn't work. I'm worried. Really? I didn't even. It's hot in here, you know. It's 16 degrees, but it feels quite hot. Do you know? I've been with O2 for probably 15 years, and it's only in the last few months well, it seems like they're not that good anymore, like in comparison to others. Can you get email included? No, you don't get emails. No. Nokia 3310 is better than an iPhone. Thing is, if a Nokia 3310 was Android users would claim that it's better. Seem to be in a bad spot. Well, that was a gamble, wasn't it? I presume that I could have took it back if it didn't work here, but to be fair, where I bought it from is only half a mile as the crow flies from here, so give guys yeah. He's been on a 2 for long. You're cracking me up tonight with your stupid questions. I'm not even. I've never been on O2, no. Anyway, in other news, I did my. I went to one of the mobile laundrette thing at the petrol station, and there was a guy servicing it. And when he finished servicing it, I was waiting, and he. Is that a new boat? Yeah. The guy when he finished servicing it, he said, "Oh, do you want a free wash?" Like it put his code in, and it come up with a free wash. I was like, "Yeah, cool, I'll have a free wash." All right, happy. That saved me like £6. So I washed them, then put them in the dryer, and the dryer cost me £4. And I went to put them in went to pay for the dryer and pressed wash by mistake and didn't realise. So then paid for wash, but then I had to pay for dry, so it cost me the same amount of money anyway. So I thought I'd save myself £6, but I didn't. I wasted £6. And you wonder why I'm so salty all the time. iPhone tax dependent on contracts because they need to remortgage. That's true. Where's the diesel eater coming from? What way? Right. So Mike, I don't know if you know, but I've got one of these cheap Chinese diesel eaters. No doubt HW100 is going to ask me in a bit what diesel eater I've got. But I've got one of them cheap Chinese diesel eaters on the boat, and I've had it for 2 months, and I have it on every single day. I've had it on every single day in the last month at least. Anyway, it's on now. You might be able to hear it a little bit when it first comes on, and it's warming up. When it bizarre comments. When it first comes on, it's a bit more noisy, and then it settles down a bit once it's hot. Anyway, cheap Chinese diesel heater cost me 140 quid for a 5 kilowatt heater, and I usually run it on full for maybe an hour in the evening, and then run it on full for an hour in the morning, and that's it. But it's been going strong. And no, I didn't plumb it into fuel line. I've used separate tank, just for ease, really. But anyway, so I bought a diesel heater for the van also. Now, on fucking hell, I can't concentrate with this guy. Right, stop. Right, listen. So I bought another diesel heater for the van. Exactly the same Chinese diesel heater, 5 kilowatts, which is overkill. But I bought it on Black Friday on eBay, and it ended up costing me £103. £103, I can't believe it. Thank you. Just a sec. Right, I'm back. Yeah, £103, and that's going to heat my van like red hot. Oh. I'm going to turn comments off in a minute, and you can just fucking listen to me talking and not be able to respond. How hot? How hot does it get? Fucking hot. 37 degrees, I think it goes up to. On the thermostat. I know. So, what you all don't know, well, some of you might know, but most of you don't know is that I've got problems with my solar panels. Can you be in the nude? I could, yeah. Daz, it is t-shirt off temperature, big time, yeah. It's actually quite hot now, and it's only been on for 15 minutes. But it's at this end at Boat, it's saying it's 18 degrees. You know, you need it to circulate and all that. Anyway, listen, I'm having problems with my solar panels, with my solar charge controller. I need to stop reading comments while I'm talking. I'm going to cut my hand. I can't see comments now. Okay, right. So, I plumbed all my solar together, and the charge controller isn't working. So the solar panel's working, the batteries are working, the wiring's correct, but the charge controller isn't. And I bought it from Hong Kong, and fucking hell, I can't do this. I'm trying to cover his comments up so you can't put me off what I'm saying. Yeah. So the company that I bought it from are in Hong Kong, and they're messaging me one message per day at like 2 in the morning, and it's really pissing me off because they've been asking me like, what wattage are your solar panels, and then the next day it's what wattage are your batteries, and what ampage is this rated to, and all that kind of thing. Every single day it's another question. So I'm a bit pissed off about that, but once I bought a new charge controller, everything should be fine, and then I'll plumb the diesel heater into that. The diesel heater is 5 kilowatts, and it cost me £103. Right, I'll look at comments now. Screwfix, everyone has sticker flex. They have as well. The big problem is there ain't no sun. What wattage are your solar panels? 270. Is it on the... Honestly, I'm going to turn comments off. If I could turn comments off now, I would. You're all dicks. But you are cheering me up, and that's the main thing. You all think you're right funny, don't you? But yeah, once the solar is, I love you too. I know. Once the solar is able to charge the batteries, then yeah, Yorkshire Jones because I can't afford it. To be honest, some of you may or may not know that I'm been a bit grumpy recently and not dealing with things very well. So today I've just gone and spent money, and I've spent too much money. I've spent more money than I've got really. But what I did buy today, I don't know. I can't believe I've not told you this. Oh my god! Sit down, everybody. So Stuart gave me one of them Bluetooth speaker things for free ages ago. When I first moved into my van, actually, the first night me and Stuart spent on Brokeback Mountain, he gave me this Bluetooth speaker and it was incredible. I never used one before, and I use it in my van, I use it in my work van, I use it on my boat. But anyway, when Stuart gave it me, it was broken, and I fixed it, and I've been using it for the last 2 months, and it shit the bed yesterday. And I took it with me to work today to try and see if I could get it to work, and I ended up smashing it. So I bought a new one. This thing, right? I bought this. Look at the size of it. It's like the size of my hand. This thing is... I don't know if I'll be able to demonstrate it because I live on a marina, and I don't want people to get too pissed off with me, but just this thing is so loud and such good quality, it's unreal. Listen to this. Now that probably didn't sound as good quality to you lot because, you know, through the internet and that, but that is why the neighbours stopped the Wi-Fi. Stuart shit the bed yesterday. Yeah, he shits the bed regular actually. That's a good make, that one. Yeah, so I went looking for a new Bluetooth speaker because again I never had one before. That's weird. Somebody's moving a boat around. Sorry. I think somebody's... That's weird. What is it like? It's 9 o'clock and there's a boat moving. Right, okay. Okay, so yeah, the party boat. So up and down this stretch of canal, there's a fucking... The boat is massive. The boat is bigger than a house, and they have like conferences on it and buffets and all that kind of stuff. And not very often, but I don't know if you can hear that. In fact, I'm gonna see if you can see it. Even better. Oh, it's gone back in now. You can see it's light, just... Where are we? See that light? That's the lights from the boat. But I've missed it anyway. Oh, that's a shame. It's a bit exciting for me. I don't know if anybody else gets excited, but this boat is huge, and at this time of year, for anybody interested or not interested, this time of year, boats aren't allowed to go through the locks after 4 o'clock because they're locked. Because of safety and stuff, because it's dark and all that. But this is the only second time I've ever seen that come in, and that thing is huge, and it's got like engines on the front corners, so it spins round, so you can spin it around in a short space. Oh, it's amazing. Anyway, I just got sorry. You know when I've said before that the novelty of living on a boat hasn't worn off. Stuff like that is exciting for me. Like, anyway, catch up on some comments. That'll be neighbours. Someone started my boat. Do you know what? How many times I've left the keys in ignition? I've cruised up to the keys and then got out and just realised, oh, I've left my keys in ignition. The boat's moving now. My boat's rocking. Anyway, someone nicked a boat. Try to upload a video once a week. The thing is, with this uploading videos thing is that I set myself a target of doing it every other day, and I did. I mean, it's still an achievement to do 50 in a row like that, but now I feel like I'm giving up, and I've lost my my thing. So, but I'm just gonna have to deal with that because I'm too busy, far too busy. So yeah, maybe once a week. Bow thrusters, that's the one. Bow thrusters, that's a good word, that actually, as well. Are you getting your kit off or not? I don't know, like, I'd feel a bit of a whore if I did. But if you were like super chatting, is super chatting on today? If you were super chatting and paying me to do it, then you know, money's money. Steve Roper generally turns around at the other mooring just from yeah. It's weird that it comes in here. I don't understand why, because like you said, the other mooring is maybe 5 minutes cruising up there, and there's no locks. So why they come through this lock, then turn around and then go back through the lock again is bizarre, really. Unless it's just part of the experience for people to go through a lock who wouldn't normally get the chance. But anyway, that thing's got spotlights all over it. When that thing, it's still in lock now. Yeah, I can hear it, but when that thing has all its lights on, it's like daylight around here. It's amazing. Anyway. Bow thrusters for people who can't deal with the skill of steering. I need bow thrusters. Right, so I'll maybe film this one day, but the last time I went out on the boat, I took my friend Paul with me, who I've not seen in a while, and certainly not seen since I've lived on the boat. So we went out for a cruise up to Keys, had a right good time, had some food and that, and then came back. As we came through the lock to get into the marina, the wind picked up big time, and the way I park on the marina is I have to reverse into my space so that the front of the boat here faces outwards to like the trees and the water and that, whereas that way it's just other people's boats and the jetty. So I have to reverse it in. Now anybody who's watching this who's got a boat knows that boats are you must think it too. It's not just me that thinks that boats are hard to reverse. So I have to reverse it in, and the wind had picked up, and this boat doesn't have a tiller either, it has a wheel. It was awful. In the end, I hit both boats either side of me, and in the end I just got so pissed off that I drove it back to the mooring, not park. You know what I mean. I drove it up to you don't even drive a boat. I can't say I cruised it there because it's about 10 yards, but I put it there, jumped onto shore, threw ropes down, and was like, that's it, I'm fucking pissed off. So then I waited a bit till wind died down, and I had another go at reversing it back in. Boom, 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 hitting both boats either side. The boat's just going everywhere. Yeah, it's difficult in wind because it doesn't weigh anything. Yeah, and in the end, I ended up turning it round and driving it in forward and mooring up. I threw a strop, went away, didn't stay on the boat that night. Came back the next day and I had to get somebody to help me use the ropes. We tied the rope. She held on to one of the ropes. We pushed the boat out, let it spin around on its own, and then just dragged it back in with the ropes, moored it up, and it's been here ever since. Because reversing this thing is fucking hard. They bring people to see where Liam lives. Now, in my head, that could be what's happening. Now, everybody, if you look to your left, you will see the boat owned by famous YouTuber and general idiot Liamtheterrible. And they all cheer. It's probably not what happens, but who knows? We don't know that doesn't happen, so can you please get a grip of these navigation terminology? Right, okay, Mike, educate me now. Somebody told me that you cruise your boat, yeah? Is that right still? Like if I was taking it on a journey, I would be cruising it from A to B. Is that right? Yeah, so I understand the cruise thing, but if when I just said that I went over there, which was like 10 yards away, that can't be cruising it, can it? I didn't cruise it 10 yards away. That yeah, I know the cut. I know the cuts the canal. I know that bit. I know some. I did. I don't know if you know, but I did probably about 2 years research and watching other YouTubers and learning about narrowboats because I was going to get a narrowboat mortgage and do that. But then my partner that I was with at the time, that's just moving. All right, okay. All right. Then I moved the boat. That sounds like you're moving it like pushing it, not right. If it's not just moving the boat if it's under its own power, is it? Anyway, so we separated. Uh, the boat thing was probably a part of that also. Not that I'm not being disrespectful towards that person because I'm not getting into that, but we had two separate ideas on what we wanted, and then I actually, by accident, came across this boat when I didn't have any money. I lived in my van, and this boat came for sale, and I ended up acquiring it. So I ended up moving to a boat sooner than I expected. No, that's moving. This just doesn't seem right, does it? I moved the boat. I moved it. No, I didn't move it. The boat moved. It's under its own engine power. Anyway, I'll take that one. I'll take that one. I'll try and use that one from now on. Next is. Go on. What else have I said? What else have I said that is wrong? Do you go dogging? No. I've been to dogging sites, but I've never done it. How much did you pay for the boat? I've not talked about this, and to be honest, there are people watching this that I don't want to know that information. There are people that watch my videos that try and get information to use against me in places. Quite seriously, to be fair. Like, I don't want to go into this too much, but my YouTube channel's been used in court against me. Not that I did anything wrong, by the way. I was in court for something completely different, but I was in court and my YouTube channel's brought up how much I earn from it, all that kind of thing, how many subscribers I've got, how many views I get, talking about things that I'd said in videos, and it's just, I try not to give too much away, but at the same time I try and be open. But fuck them people that do that, and I'm laughing in your faces, and you know what it's about. Anyway, you best ask Lou these kinds of questions. I don't speak to Lou very often. I I was in the town centre, driving through the town centre earlier, and I thought I should just get keys for a drink, but then I don't know. I speak to Lou on Instagram from time to time, and I have met Lou and been and spoke to her, but yeah, she's nice. I kind of feel bad in like bothering people, really. You got one over him, but it cost you a boat. Are we talking about? Oh yeah, yeah. Sorry, yeah. You did piss off the old geezer. I said to him in that video, as you know, I said to him in that video, wouldn't it be awkward if I bought a boat next to you, and you'd been this much of a dick to me, like well, unfriendly. And at that point, when I said that, I had no intention of this boat coming, this boat thing. And when I posted the video online, it was shared, and somebody who owns a boat on here, their daughter saw it, and then sent it to their parents and said, "Oh, there's a boat next to us that's for sale." And loosely, I was just like, "Oh, right, okay, well, I might have a look at it." And then within a week, I was on it, and it all happened so quick, and things were going quickly anyway because I'd just come out of that relationship and stuff, and it were stressful getting out of it, and it was stressful dealing with being on my own and all that kind of stuff. And then all of a sudden, I got a fucking boat, and one of the things that I said to the guy that I bought it off. I bought it off the lockkeeper, by the way. Anybody who knows this place, the lockkeeper's well known. Seems like a really top guy. Anyway, I said to the guy when I bought it, I said, right, okay, so where do I go get lessons and stuff then, and do my test? And he was like, no, there's none of that. And I was like, what? How do I learn how to drive it? Because now you're on your own now. There's no test or anything. But I didn't know that bit at that time. Again, I'd done lots of research about boats, but it was more like research on living on a boat. Once you'd got the boat, living on it, and all that kind of stuff. I don't know if I'm just naive or what. I don't think I'm naive. I'm fairly well educated in general knowledge, and I'm what's the word I'm looking for? See, I'm not even clever enough to think of the word that I'm looking for. I'm trying to big myself up about being clever, and I can't even think of the word. I've got like common sense and stuff, and anyway, didn't know that there was no such thing as a test or lessons or anything. He just handed me keys. Anyway, but aside from that, he handed me the keys. He handed me the keys, but the boat didn't work, and I knew it didn't work when I bought it. And so I bought it anyway, and bought a new battery for it, and eventually got it working. It had not been run for a year, and the diesel in the tank was a year old and stuff. And I know that they can get sort of like some sort of bug or something, some algae or whatever it is. But after half an hour or so trying and making sure glow plug were warm and all that kind of stuff, it fired up. Not bad use for ages. Yeah, that's what I've just got. If you didn't, we've already had that conversation a few times. How much data have I used on that story? I don't even know. The story's not even finished yet. So I got the boat running, which was good. Then I asked a neighbour to come with me to move the boat just a little bit, just to see if it worked. Can buy a boat that weighs 20 tons and smash the fuck out of anything. Yeah, exactly. So anyway, I got my neighbour to help me. We drove the boat out. Did we drive it? No, we reversed the boat out of the jetty, and then tried to put it in forward, and there was no forward gear at all. So we had to like throw ropes and stuff and pull the boat back, and so then we realised that there was a problem with gearbox, and it's a Z drive gearbox. If anybody knows what that is, but probably not, because I still don't even know what it is. But Z drive gearbox, and so then it sat here for another month, until I figured out what it was going to be was wrong with it. And I was looking at like new gearboxes and getting it serviced and all that kind of stuff. And in the end, it was just the linkage. It just needed adjusting. It was like a clutch cable on a car. Just needed adjusting up. So I adjusted it, put it forward, off it went, and it's been fine ever since. I bet the lock keeper was rubbing his hands together. Yeah, he was definitely. But the thing is, right? I don't know if anybody's seen the photos of the boat before, and then since I've got it, like I've improved it massively. It's loads better than it was. It was like a 80s caravan before, and now it's like IKEA catalogue. But when I've spoke to some people about this boat, they told me that like done up, I could get almost double my money. But then some people have said, "Oh, it's not really worth that much. You got ripped off with that and all that kind of thing." But the thing is with stuff like that, if you feel that you've paid a reasonable amount of money for something, then you haven't been ripped off. And it's not about the sort of market value. It's the value to you, and I think people forget that sometimes. The van that I just bought, I've seen similar vans much cheaper, but when I wanted to buy that van, the amount of money I paid for it, I felt like pay as you feel. So now I feel like I got a good deal on that. But as far as like if you look on eBay, vans of that age, you might be able to get one for 900 quid or something. But yeah, I paid a lot more than 900 quid for it. But I feel like I've paid the right amount of money. And with the boat, this is my home now. And the amount of money that I paid for that, I can't believe that I got all of this for that little amount of money. And also, so what you see inside this boat is my home, but then when you go out of it, it's also a vehicle. It's also a vessel that I can move around, and you forget that sometimes, that because I spend a lot of time either in the bed or in this chair on the laptop or whatever, or cooking and stuff, you forget that this is a boat, and you forget that you can just go up the canal and cruise around on it and stuff. And so for that freedom and stuff, I can't believe I got that for that amount of money. Anyway, that was a long-winded story, wasn't it? Boats are usually metal. Yeah. So when I have crashed this into one of the narrowboats, it went with a right thud. It paid over any numbers. Do you know what? I'll tell you how much I paid for it. I've not got anything to hide on how much I paid for it. I paid £3,500 for it. Now, £3,500 for somewhere to live is I don't owe any money on it. It's mine. It's mine, and it's an asset now. And I've that's it. Like, it doesn't cost me anything to. It's really good. Yeah, it's really good because it's a fucking boat. It's amazing. Like, you lot get to see certain parts of it, but you don't very often get to see me out in it or anything. And it's a whole different thing. It's not just somewhere to live. It's a leisure thing as well. It's like a hobby and everything. And as some people may know that watching this that have got boats, it's also a lifestyle and it's a community and all that. You must have paid £10,000 for the van. No, so the van is on was on eBay, so that's common knowledge about how much that was actually. To be fair, but the van I paid £2,800, which was average miles, battered bodywork, pretty much, and then it was part built inside. But engine is sweet, really good. £2,800. Again, I use it more or less every day for work. It's a means of travel. It's my hobby. It's everything. So everything that the boat and the van didn't cost that much money, and still listen to people. No, they're just winding me up. It's all good, Clive. Don't worry. Um, Steve, um, I've not made a video, have I? There's a window fitted now. Darren. Sorry, I went trying to forget your name then. Remember your name, like that time when you forgot my name. I was trying to figure out what your YouTube was. Daz at T Star. Me and Daz fitted a window to it the other day. By the way, Daz, those videos you sent me didn't send. So if you can try and get them to me in some way, I might be able to put together a video about that. Yeah, fucking Luke. He called me Luke. I'd known him ages as well. Yeah, so if I fall out with my neighbours, I've already fallen out with my neighbours. My neighbours didn't, well, not all my neighbours, but some of my neighbours didn't like me before I even fucking bought a boat. Also, about the buying a boat story, before I bought the boat, I bought the mooring. When I bought the mooring, it meant I had a parking space in the car park, which meant I could park my van there and sleep in my van overnight there because I owned the mooring and the parking space that came with the mooring. So it worked out really clever. Yeah, worked out really well. What's your dogging name? But yeah, the other thing is, if you feel like with your neighbours, you can move. I can actually move anytime I want, and there are plenty of other moorings that I can move to. Um, the one at the Keys is is nice, very pretty place, but much more lively. There's bars and stuff there, and noise from the Parkway and stuff like that, and the big roundabout in Sheffield. But I have stayed there. I've stayed there on the visitor mooring a few times. On 1.5 terabyte now. I'm not bothered. Unlimited, mate. Unlimited. I'm going to wrap this up at the hour mark. Only an hour two. Don't moor where there's too many people. Mike, are you a continuous cruiser then? Or do you have a mooring as well? Oh, in fact, you've just said you've got a mooring actually, haven't you? Off for a curry at this time. Dad, send me them videos, please. You okay, bro? Yeah, Mark. Yeah, everything's all right. I've had a bit of a bad couple of days. Um, but I bought some things. Things make me happy. Derby is a nice place. Is it? I don't know. Yorkshire Vanlife. Interestingly, I have got plans to make a video about how much things cost, um, but I just haven't had motivation to do it. But I'll tell you, the mooring is £1,400 a year, so 120 ish quid a month, which is a fucking damn sight cheaper than rent. I don't have to pay for water. See my London video, Liam? No, I haven't actually. Did you find anything good? Mark, I've not had any internet or anything, which is what this this video is about. Yeah, good night. Listen, I'm on his £3 grand. Yeah, I don't know if I should really say this, but I don't have a residential mooring. I have a leisure mooring. I have a leisure mooring, and I don't stay on my boat permanently because obviously I'm with the van as well, and I do have a fixed address for the Canal and River Trust's sake. So I know that some of my neighbours have made comment about me having a leisure mooring and sleeping on the boat, but I checked the terms and conditions and it just said you're not allowed to permanently stay on the boat. But I don't permanently stay on the boat. I stay on the boat majority of the week, but not every single night. And again, I only really plan on staying on the boat mainly over winter because of the electricity hookup and everything. 57 footer. Oh, right, okay. I think that this mooring is quite expensive actually. I was told it was quite an expensive mooring because of its location and its amenities and all that kind of stuff. And in fact, it's close to a tram stop and a retail park and now IKEA and all that kind of thing. So I think it's quite an expensive mooring. But 1,400 quid. And I'll pay that by direct debit, so about 120 quid a month, I think it is, which is a bargain. Anyway, listen, I'm coming to the hour mark. I didn't expect to be on this long. I just wanted to get some things off my chest. But thank you very much for watching. Every time you move that, you send that. Yeah, I've just noticed that. The boat's back. Wow. That's weird. So, in that time when I was talking about the boat, that's how long it was in that lock for. It's only just powered up to go out of the lock. Adam, yeah, something I've wanted to do for years, but circumstances have meant that I've not been able to. I mean, money was a big one, and then, but again, I don't really want to talk about my previous relationship, but we were on two different pages essentially, as what we wanted, and she wanted a mortgage for a house and stuff, and we looked at houses, and I didn't want. Well, I did want that, but I just wanted. When we were looking at houses, it was fucking beige boxes, and I can't stand that. And I know that this is just white everywhere and all that. It's a bit IKEA-y, but I'm 37, in my 30s, and I didn't want to give up yet. If I'd have been trapped in that mortgage for 25 years at least. And I didn't want to be trapped in that. I still wanted to live and I still wanted to do some things. While Alice is still young, I want to give her some experiences. And amongst other things, that was a big part of the separation. It was two completely different pages. young people have got no chance of getting mortgages these days. It's going to be very difficult. But I'm not interested in that. I've got no interest in getting a mortgage for 25 years. It would be nice to be able to hand something down to Alice, but I'd rather give Alice experiences and give her an opportunity to learn things rather than say, oh yeah, here's a 150, 200 grand house. Even renting is expensive. Right, okay. So I know I said I was going to go, but it's an interesting subject. So the house I was renting was £800 a month. And it was fucking beige box. £800 a month in Rotherham. Before that, I lived in an apartment on my own, £450 a month, right? That's £450 a month just for the apartment, right? Electricity was so expensive because it was like electric heaters. Council tax, internet, gas, other stuff. Yeah, basically. Well, I think the outgoings added up to 1,200 quid a month just for that house. 1,200 quid a month. Before we bought food and stuff like that, it made me feel sick giving up that much money. And where was it going to? It was going to a landlord who, when we needed something doing, didn't fucking do it. £765. Fucking hell. Little man in a little van. So, in one of my older videos, I talked about van life versus boat life and which one I preferred. And I did say at the end of the video, the sort of conclusion was, if I'd got a bigger van, I would prefer to be out in that. Now I've got the bigger van now. The Sprinter I can stand up tall in it. I can walk around. I've got room. I've got, as you've seen from my videos, I've got now a proper table and stuff, and a fixed bed and a garage area and all that. That is probably going to be my future, I think, potentially. Who knows? But I can see myself spending a lot more time in the van. You can see why people go for van life. God, you're not kidding. Imagine just giving £1,200 a month and not seeing a return on it, not having an asset. Imagine, like I said, the apartment I lived in before, I must have been paying 700-800 quid, and I wasn't on a big wage either. I was on my own, so I'd probably have 300 quid spare. I'd got to buy food. I'd got to insure my car. I'd got to put fuel in. I'd got to pay child maintenance at the time. All them things. So I was left with nothing. I was on. It's crippling people. Yeah, indie project started on Arrow, but yeah, they're doing really well. I mean, their channel's good anyway, as we all know, but they're doing really well. They are doing van life properly, definitely. 600 a month rent. Wow. So that place that you lived on Barnsley Road was £600 a month. One bedroom flat. Almost £1,000 a year. Oh, £185 a month as the van's on finance. See, that's a good thing, you know, good option. I mean, supported living. Oh, right, okay. That makes sense. I'll not question you on that. That's your business, but I understand what supported living is. Now in Portugal, yeah. See, that's the other thing. You see, more and more people are buying land abroad, or buying land the guy on the boat next to me, I was speaking to him the other day. First time I've had a proper conversation with him actually. He owns some land in Scotland as well, but he says that there's just nowhere to work up there, so he doesn't live there. I want to live in Scotland anyway. Scotland is beautiful, but I want to live there. In comparison to Portugal, I'd like to live in Portugal. £600 a month for an attic flat. It's fucking mental. Where is it, mate? I wonder how much they get from YouTube. There's a website you can go on. I forgot what it's called. There's a website you can go on where you put in a YouTuber's name and it tells you all the analytics, how much they earn every month. Does 10,000 YouTube subs? Yeah, it does. Yeah, I've only got 1,200. So 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch minutes gets you money, essentially. So I'm earning money now on YouTube. Very fucking little amount of money, but that one on Barnsley Road is crazy. That's a shithole as well, Barnsley Road, isn't it, to be fair? My dad used to live, I'm pretty sure, in the same place as you did, the same flat. Yeah, so 10,000 subs would get you, well, essentially almost 10 times what I'm earning. I'm not earning a lot, but 10 times what I'm earning is alright. That's awesome, I have a long way to go. Stick with it. My channel did kick off a bit. Like, I still get 30 to 40 subs a month, which is all right. In fact, I can tell you some of the stats on it if you're interested. Oops. Oh, subscribers in last 28 days is 62, so two a day. New subscribers, which is good. But also my views don't come just from subscribers, so 51% of my views come from non-subscribers. So you know, it makes a big difference. Have you got a wood or coal fire on board? No, it was an option, but with it being a plastic boat, I was a bit dubious about that kind of thing. So I just used this diesel heater, which we just talked about, which is incredible. So I just need to put my iPad on charge. Yeah, I use this diesel heater, which uses about 10 litres of fuel every 2 weeks or something, depending on how much I use it. Anyway, back to our analytics. So views in the last watch minutes in the last 28 days is 33,000, which, I mean, I'm happy with that. I know that other YouTubers get fucking millions and millions and millions, but 33,000 minutes of watching is just it's mind-blowing that people watch it. Got to go, good night. Yeah, I'm going to go as well. Listen, thank you everybody for keeping me company tonight. Things are difficult. Things have been a bit up and down, but you have made me feel good. You've entertained me, and I appreciate it, so thank you. I'll see you all soon, and good night. I don't know when I'll upload a video next, but if Darren gets me the videos from putting the window in, then I'll make a video from that. Alright, thank you. I'll see you later, everybody. Share my videos and that if you can. See you later.